More than a week after Hurricane Maria devastated Puerto Rico, truckloads of diesel, food and medical supplies are moving at a crawl around the island. Damaged roads, broken communications and scarce fuel are forcing companies, government agencies and relief groups to take drastic steps to restore basic services. Rum-producer Bacardi Limited's distillery is waiting on additional generators before its blending center can resume operations. Deutsche Post AG's DHL is relying on generators while sharing fuel and water with employees. Walmart Stores Incorporated flew in satellite phones to communicate with its store managers. It's the lack of power, limited cell phone service, clogged roads, long lines for fuel, the ongoing curfew that are the most difficult at the moment, said Ignacio Del Valle, regional president at Bacardi. Our port terminal is good, our receiving facilities are working. Puerto Rico's electricity infrastructure was destroyed and its cellular grid remains crippled, making it difficult to coordinate relief efforts and to restock store shelves and gas station pumps. A nightly curfew and the need for armed escorts on valuable fuel shipments is also slowing progress, people involved in the relief efforts say. Lawmakers and officials in Washington are working to accelerate efforts to get supplies to where they are needed. On Thursday, the Department of Homeland Security waived the Jones Act, allowing non-U.S. ships to carry cargo from the U.S. mainland to Puerto Rico. The Transportation Department said Thursday it was making $40 million immediately available to pay for road and bridge repairs in Puerto Rico. There are plenty of ships, but warehouses, distribution centers, supermarkets and other locations where we usually unload cargo have been severely damaged by Hurricane Maria, said Mark Miller, a spokesman for Jacksonville, Florida based Crowley Maritime Corporation, which is a major operator to Puerto Rico. Crowley and Tote Maritime, another U.S. shipping company, have had as many as 6,000 shipping containers filled with relief supplies and household goods stacked up at the port awaiting trucks to take them inland. The Pentagon is also expanding its response by deploying a one-star Army general along with a hospital ship, and it is preparing to ramp up a short-term response into a land-based effort to provide robust longer-term support. This is a national emergency, House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, D. California, said Thursday. We must move more quickly. On Thursday, Puerto Rico Governor Ricardo Rossello said improved conditions at airports and seaports have allowed for an increased flow of fuel, supplies and personnel onto the island. He said the Federal Emergency Management Agency has created a distribution system to transport a steady supply of diesel to hospitals for their generators. The number of functioning hospitals increased to 33 on Thursday, accounting for roughly half of Puerto Rico's medical infrastructure, from 29 on Wednesday and 21 the day before, Mr. Rossello said. Close to 40 dialysis centers are also operating, and are part of the diesel distribution chain, he said. Mr. Rossello said the government was trying to enlist additional truck drivers for the distribution effort, and had set up a phone number that interested parties could call. Drivers transporting fuel aren't subject to the curfew, so they can drive at night. And certain fueling stations are being designated for the use of workers who are key to recovery efforts, and who will have access to pumps 24 hours a day. The Department of Health and Human Services and other agencies also are setting up 6 regional super shelters, staffed by medical teams, to help residents in need. FEMA and its partners are rebuilding the entire distribution system, said John Rabin, the agency's acting regional administrator. The infrastructure, the roads, the systems were also severely impacted. So we have often had to recreate the system in order to deliver food, water and commodities throughout the island. Andrew Torres, a truck driver from Hendersonville, North Carolina, who has family in Ponce and San Juan, is trying to get to Puerto Rico to help distribute relief aid. After reaching out to the owner-operator Independent Drivers Association, an industry group that has connected drivers who want to help, he got in touch with a New Orleans-based group called Relief Now that is sending supplies and drivers to Puerto Rico. Mr. Torres hopes to hop a plane soon along with 30 to 40 other truckers. First there was a rush to get supplies down there and now they're there. They can't move because there are no drivers, Mr. Torres, 55 years old, said Thursday. It's sad that you've got tons and tons of supplies just sitting in the ports, and millions of people waiting for them. Some businesses are reopening, in what they describe as grinding progress toward a return to normal. Walmart has opened 19 of its 48 stores, but spokesman Regan Dickens said that number Y